Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is doing well. Got something that I want to share with you all. I don't know what the significance of it is right offhand, but it's suspect. And so I want to share it with you all. I was laying in my bed reading, looking through the news, as I always do, and I saw this New York Times post about packing a go bag for extreme weather. It came out 2 days ago. I've never heard of them telling people to pack a go bag for extreme weather because, I mean, where you going? It's cold. What you gonna do? So I can't show you the article on my computer because it won't allow me to without asking for a subscription and all that hoopla. But it's basically telling you to be prepared for 72 hours. Then there's another article. What I did is I decided to do a search, and what came up in the news were like three recent articles. Two of them were from 2 days ago. Well, all of them really are from 2 days ago, except for this last one, were 9 days ago. It was only three articles. One is listed under climate crisis on MSN, and y'all know MSN is the Microsoft network. Y'all know who owns Microsoft or who created Microsoft. So I don't have to go into any details about why it's there and associated with climate crisis. But I never heard of an extreme go bag for weather. So I said, well, let me see what these peoples is talking about and why is they telling us to get us a bag together for the weathers. So it says, what do people need in the event of a weather catastrophe? Now, pay attention to the language that they're using. Again, I don't know whether anything is going to happen major, but what I do know is they keep telling us to prepare. This is the second or third time this year that I have seen warnings in major newspapers to prepare for different things. I've seen something telling us to prepare for natural disasters, others for biological attacks. And I can't think of what the other thing was, but based on earthquakes. So climate is getting ready to be an issue, apparently, or weather, natural disasters, whatever you want to call it. And I just want to bring it to your attention so that you can understand the urgency and the need to continue to prepare quickly. So it says nearly 20% of all Americans have had to evacuate their homes because of unexpected severe weather, according to a new study by the analytics firm YouGov, reports the New York Times, which has created a go bag for survival. So you see how these mainstream media entities like work together, and then they're touting YouGov, an analytics firm. So how would the analytics firm know that 20% of the people had to evacuate their homes? It's probably because they track us by our cell phones and our digital purchases. So that's just very interesting. So it says, based on information from who? The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, which is why I say don't be going to them peoples. The bag contains necessities that will last for 72 hours. These are divided into several categories: cash, important documents, non-perishable foods, medical necessities, a first aid kit, a change of clothes for 3 days, a flashlight, batteries, hygiene supplies, pet supplies, and a small toolkit. Toilet paper is a part of the hygiene portion of the bag, and part of the pet supplies is the kibbles and bits and such that critters like. So, where to go, it tells you. Beyond the advice about supplies, the paper does not give any direction about where people should go, how to shelter themselves, how to handle temperature extremes, or other existential problems. So, this is my problem with these sudden notices of preparing to go bag. Like, what's the point? It was like this earlier this year when they were telling you, oh, you could be attacked. The people in New York, when they got the notice about the biological attack, and it was just kind of like, oh, we just playing. No information, just pack stuff in a bag and have it. So it's like worthless information, in my opinion, and is not really helping prepare people for what is about to come. Whatever they know is about to come, they're not telling people, and this is very problematic. So this is why I'm talking about it. Perhaps, needless to say, preparation is key. If you don't take the time to address these questions before a disaster strikes, you will be hard pressed to do so in the rush of a potential crisis, said Stephanie Fox, a spokesperson for the American Red Cross. So that's all that this article says. That's all. That's all. So, another article that was posted when I did my search is this one. Ready for the big one. What to pack in your earthquake tsunami go bag. So everybody got a go bag. Tsunami, extreme weather things. So this originally was on Cohen Portland. And get out of here. So it says ready for the big one, and I'm sorry I can't. It's for whatever reason MSNBC does that and hides the title of the article so you can't see it with the big ad that you can't move. So it says ready for the big one. What to pack in your earthquake or tsunami go bag. All right. With a large span of the West Coast having faced a tsunami threat Thursday morning, you may want to know what to add to your go bag should you need to evacuate. According to ready.gov, the official website of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, a basic emergency supply kit could include the following items. List a bunch of stuff: water, at least a 7-day supply of non-perishable food, a battery power or hand crank radio, as well as a NOAA weather radio, flashlight, first aid kit, extra batteries, whistle for signal for help, dust mask to filter contaminated air, plastic sheeting, and duct tape to help build your own shelter in place, moist towelettes, wrench, manual can opener, local map, cell phone with chargers and backup battery power. Additional items would be soap, hand sanitizer, and disinfectant wipes, prescription meds, over-the-counter drugs such as pain relievers, prescription eyeglasses and contact lens solutions, infant formula, bottles, diapers, pet food, cash or traveler's checks, important family documents saved in waterproof container or store electronically, sleeping bag or blanket for each person, complete change of clothes and durable shoes, fire extinguisher, matches in a waterproof container, personal hygiene items, mess kits, paper, cups, plates, pencils, yada, yada, yada. So it says the city of Seaside also notes that evacuation for a tsunami requires getting to high ground and will likely require travel by bike or on foot. As a result, they caution others to keep in mind the weight and bulk of their go items or their go bag, making it as compact, lightweight, and accessible as possible. So like there's really no way for you to put all this stuff in a bag. You need a go suitcase with some wheels on it. Or a wagon or something to that extent. If you have multiple family members, it might be a little easier because you can give everybody something to carry. But that's not the point. That's neither here nor there. My point is, they keep telling us to prepare, and they're not telling you to prepare for long enough. My tinfoil hat theory is they are preparing for some type of attack. And they're telling us to prepare for 3 days, a week, 7 days, 10 days, but nothing beyond that. And if you have an EMP strike, like the all the infrastructure is going down, and it may take years for it to come back up unless they already got things in place where they could just hit a switch and voila, it's back. But not before we have the Purge, the Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy Krueger, uh, what's the name of that show? The gladiators, the other one where the people was fighting different communities and blocks. I can't think of it because I don't watch TV. But I mean, something is getting ready to happen, and they're telling people to gear up, but they're not doing a job of telling people what to prepare for. And they're doing this because they need people to perish. So, imagine telling somebody they need food for 3 days and yet they're going to be without power for 6 months to a year. They're going to die. Or they're going to hurt somebody. Or they're going to risk it all trying to survive. Imagine telling people to prepare for 10 days and they're without power, electricity, water, food for 10 weeks. They don't have any seeds. It's the middle of the winter, um, or any time, and they're just not prepared. What do? Um, you don't even have anything to barter with because everybody's poor, everybody's struggling, everybody's living paycheck to paycheck, just not thinking, and it's still engaged as if Babylon is going to stand forever. It is not going down like that. And so I want to encourage y'all to prepare. I don't know what's happening, but it's just a bunch of weird stuff going on. Y'all see the stuff about the drones, people talking about stuff coming up out the water. Uh, we had major earthquakes in the New Madrid zone earlier this week, like 7 earthquakes in the same day in like Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, around that area. Then last week we had earthquakes on the West Coast, 7.0, which was huge. Talks of war. Um, the European Union is getting on war footing. Putin has made threats. America, Israel, and Turkey have attacked Syria. If you haven't been keeping up with what's going on with Syria, that's huge. So Trump is threatening the BRICS nations. We got bans on ammunition and metals that we would use for war. These drones are over military bases, interestingly enough, which makes me think they are using these things in military drills, but for future plans to do something to somebody. I don't know, but I don't think anything that we're seeing is new. I just think it's new to us. The folks who flying them, they've been nude. They were what they are, and they're flying in high population metropolitan areas for a reason. All the sci-fi movies have already told us the first place is going to be destroyed. Um, you got to worry about HARP. You got to worry about CERN. We got weather modification happening. We're getting ready to have really, really cold weather with which they are calling extreme, and possibilities of snow for Christmas. And it's just in time when people are all happy and gleeful, traveling and spent their money buying stuff, and just thinking it's just another year and everything's going to be okay. I don't have no good feeling about none of this. And I don't want us to be caught off guard and unaware. There's a strong possibility we could be heading for economic collapse. Um, it's just a lot of stuff going on. And unfortunately, we can't talk to a lot of people around us because they're just not wanting to hear what's going on. But if you go back to, like, I'll go back to all for these searches that I've done, and as you can see, the New York Times article comes up. This came out today. Ready for the next extreme weather catastrophe. Hawaii Tribune Herald. The Weather Channel for 2023. Wired, your guide to surviving extreme weather. Gizmodo, how to pack a go bag for climate disasters. The tech site. Survivalpedia, your go bag. The Weather Channel 2024, surprise things people pack in their go bags. National Center for Disaster Preparedness. Jackery, a cargo bag, must haves to rule any road. Mike.com. So, like, a lot of sites have been talking about this stuff lately. Harvard Health Publishing, packing your hurricane go bag. CTV News, how to make a grab and go bag for emergencies. Ready.gov, evacuation. Learn what to do before, during, and after an evacuation. That came out on October the 7th. October the 25th, Polar Mechanics, 6 best emergency kits for 2024. Globalsupport.harvard.edu. How to pack a go bag, no date. So, like, I just can't explain. There are a lot of articles that came out this year about go bags. And what is shocking to me is, like, they tell you to pack a go bag, but then they don't give you any information about, like, what do you do? If you're at home, if it's cold, where you going? It's cold. Where you going? You might get in your car and ain't no gas. You're gonna freeze to death outside. Maybe that's the goal. Uh it just doesn't make any sense. Why are you telling people to pack a go bag when they should be, you know, preparing to stay in if you're indoors? And it's extreme weather, like extreme cold, you're not gonna go outside, you're gonna freeze to death fast. So, like, nothing is making any sense. If you have common sense, you can think critically and you are awake. But I'm just a little concerned because I'm so sick of this AI stuff on its own. Turn this off. I'm chatting with nothing. Show never. Like, you see how you have to do all this stuff to just not be tracked and not be harassed by AI. Nobody want that. I didn't ask for that. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. Anyway, pay attention to what they are putting out about go bags and packing and so on and so forth, because it's not for no reason. And I told y'all the other day, they're planning not planning. We're going to have extreme weather events soon. So we need to be getting ready. And we don't know what's going on with these UFOs. We don't know what's going on with nothing. But if you don't stay ready to hunker down and or move, be ready for natural disaster and or man-made BS. I don't know what to tell you. We got to make it past the sword, and we have to endure to the end. It does not say we are not going to have any hardships on the way out. But Babylon is falling. Babylon is going to fall, and a lot of people are going to not make it. I don't even know if it's really going to be worth trying to preserve yourself in this society. But I know I don't want to die some tragic death when it's something simple as living primitively and having a few skills that could help me to survive. So I just feel like, we need to have those conversations because the time is coming. They have an agenda between 2025 and 2027, 2028. They're expecting a lot of stuff to happen. And so y'all just better be ready. I told y'all earlier this year, as we get to the last quarter, they're gonna be pulling out all the stops, and they ain't let me down. They are pulling out all the stops. So, with that said, keep prepping, keep praying, watch, keep watch, because a lot of stuff is coming out. They're not being direct with us, so you're gonna have to read between the lines and just a rule of thumb for me is whatever they say, I'm doing the opposite. They tell you to pack for 3 days, you better be packing for 3 months. They tell you to pack for 10 days, you better be trying to pack for 10 weeks. Uh, if, whatever they put on their list, those things probably ain't going to even be important. Now, I will admit some of the things are important, but there are a whole lot of other things that you probably are going to need, especially if you're going to be without for weeks, that are not on that list. So go through your stuff, refine your stuff, start getting stuff in order. If you've been playing around, if you've just been collecting things, um, again, you need to have your resources split up in multiple places so that if you have to leave, you have multiple places where you can have resources. All your eggs aren't in one basket. Make sure you have a place that you can go close, and make sure you can have a place that you can go far away. If you live in a city, have a plan to get out of it. If you live in the country, have a way to exist there, regardless of what happens, because militia's probably going to be taking over, and y'all know what we have to deal with as coloreds. Um, I don't know. It's just so much to talk about. So I guess I'll do a live, maybe sometime over this weekend, and maybe we can have conversations about it. I won't do it on today. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But we gotta talk because a lot of things are going down, and it is time to refine your circles, get your people together, who you're gonna collaborate with, find out who you can trust, let go of those who can't, people who are not gonna be of any help. Don't let folks just be relying on you, especially those you've been warning and they've been taking their money and buying sneakers and going on vacation and stuff and not helping, and then they want to come and eat your food and tell you told me this was gonna happen. You don't need no dead weight. Let folks figure out life for themselves. um, I'm not saying that you have to be cruel to people, but if y'all told you to do certain things for yourself and your family, and they told you to warn people, teach people, and you've been doing that, and people hadn't, didn't heed the warning, don't be like them the 5 foolish virgins who couldn't get up in the church because they didn't have oil for their lamps. Everybody has had time. We living in an age of information. This is the most access to information we've ever had in our entire history of the planet. They're getting ready to take this stuff down. We're not going to be able to communicate. But it's not the point. The point is everybody has had an opportunity, who has power, who has internet, who has resources. You got a cell phone, you got a computer, you go to school, you got access to libraries, you could have got a library card. There are so many ways for us to have had information. Even YouTube, you think about YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. People share information every day, and people get laughed at, people get ignored, people just don't pay attention to the signs, and they don't listen to people. They call us crazy. Just think about what happened in 2020 with the cough. You try to warn people, and then they don't give black people nothing. Why are they trying to be so helpful now? Oh no, this is gonna keep us safe, and we can gather, we can have fun, we can go on vacation, we can travel, we can go to grandma and grandma. Done killed everybody. Everybody just sick and broke up and getting infections, and the immune system compromised, and stuff is growing in us. young people getting sick, and cooties is spreading everywhere, and they got solutions ready to give us at every corner. The church is co-opted, been breached. It's an op now. We have issues, so you really have to do your due diligence and try to get this stuff under your belt. Get it in your spirit good, quick, because I don't think we have much longer. I think people are talking. The adversaries' plans are not working the way that they hoped they would, and they really lost control. Some of this stuff they have planned for, but I don't think they've anticipated us being as smart as we are and being as willing to, you know, talk about it amongst each other. They don't intend on that. And they have us divided by race and age and gender when it's class warfare. It's rich against poor. But you can't tell people that because they've conditioned people to just think about race or nationality, ethnicity. And until folks have to work together to survive and understand who is the biggest, baddest wolf on the block, it's going to have to be taken care of. We are not going to be able to achieve anything. So our people are in danger because all the nations hate us. And then we hate each other. So we're in a bad way. But everybody else kind of seem to have it. And not only are we in a bad way because people hate us, we're also ignorant. We don't want to listen. And we just think it's somebody else's job to save us. Well, a lot of our people are going to be a problem. And we need to really be taking this time to be quiet, be peaceful, pray, ask the Most High to protect us, to teach us to war with our hands, to give us discernment so that we know who to trust and who not to trust, and when to move and when to stay, where to go before, during, and after, any type of disaster, and just give us the resources and tools that we need when we need them. Give us a safe place, a smooth landing if we have to flee, and just pray that we all make it to, not we all, because all of us ain't going, that those of us who the Most High sees fit makes it to the wilderness. And that's what we are waiting for. We are hoping and praying that we make it to the gathering before the sword. All right, so in any event, I just want to share that with y'all. They got winter survival kits for extreme weather. So I'm going to be going this weekend and looking at my stuff, see what I got, and make sure I got all my stuff together. Because I don't know what's coming, but I don't think it's just bad weather. I think it's a lot of things that are getting ready to happen. The closer we get to January 20th, the more stuff you start seeing. So just pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. All right, this is Marla K. Leave your comments below, and if you see anything, say something. All right.